In today's video, I'm going to do a full face, essentially a full face, not quite every step, of Chantecaille. I have not given this brand a proper go. I've tried a product like here and there over the course of my channel. In today's video, I tried out a ton of products for the first time with you guys. You know, a lot of their like heavy hitter kind of products, but another item that I'm just gonna tell you guys, I hear no one talking about this product from Chantecaille, and I am head over heels, love at first sight kind of feeling. But we're gonna talk about all of it, so let's jump in. So before we start, I gotta take care of the lips. The lips are feeling dry. So this is actually one of the lifter glazes from Maybelline, but it's the clear one. I feel like I've been talking your guys' head off about these. Just so nice and comforting. And I love that scent, or the flavor or whatever, that like sweet mint. So, okay, lips are taken care of. So I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. If my face is looking a little bit like I just washed it, it's because I literally just washed off almost the entire face of makeup. Not quite, but it's because of a product that I think is so wrong that it ended up like interfering with the experience of the other products. So we're not going to apply that one today, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly the one that I feel that way about. But first, we're going to do some foundation. And it is the very iconic Future Skin from Chantecaille, their oil-free gel foundation. I have mine in the shade Alabaster. So here's the thing. First of all, very, very interesting texture, truly like a gel cream. You know, when I put my finger into the product, which I just washed my hands, so I'm feeling okay to do that, but it feels like really nothing on the finger, and it is incredibly wet to the touch. Feels like kind of skincare-y, and I'll show you guys in a second. It is mega lightweight when it goes onto the skin. Just not only does it feel very thin as you're kind of applying it, like with a finger, actually, like the actual finish is so feather light. I don't know. I was almost expecting this to be like dewy, 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 creamy foundation, almost like, you know, Jones Road, What the Foundation, but that is not the experience I'm getting with this. You can see it just kind of, I don't know, it almost has this like whipped consistency to it that I'm just not used to. By the way, this shade Alabaster, a little bit more peachy for me. I have kind of like a, zoom you guys in a little bit. My face is more neutral. My neck is a little bit more warm. I can get away with this shade. It wouldn't be like my best match though. So just something to keep in mind as you guys are picking out a shade to test. But there are some foundations that are just so refreshing to wear this time of year because they feel so thin. It just kind of feels like I'm putting water, like a water cream on my face. And I kept trying to think, I'm like, what does this remind me of? It reminds me of some BB creams that I've tried from Korean brands. Like, where is this made? Oh, made in Japan. Yeah, I'm not at all surprised by that, honestly, just due to the texture. So that is how it looks. You guys see, I have like more of a deep cystic breakout, unfortunately. I tried out a new serum last night from One Skin. This is like kind of like their peptide serum. There are like so many clinicals with this product, and I just had like such high hopes. My skin loves a lot of these ingredients, by the way, but I woke up this morning with a fat cystic breakout on my chin, or I'm sorry, not my chin, my cheek. And I only break out here specifically when I break out from products that don't get along well with me. So that's a bummer. I'm back to how this looks on the skin. It just is so lightweight and looks lightweight on the skin. Again, I think I was expecting this to be like dewy, 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 creamy product, almost like the What the Foundation from Jones Road, but this just looks so airy light. Again, light coverage will not feel like a lot of product on the skin, so I have a feeling that if you don't need a lot of coverage or don't want a lot of coverage, there's a chance that you will like this if you're like combo to dry skin. I don't know yet how this is gonna wear on oily skin. If you have oily skin and have tried it, please leave me a comment because I'm really interested in your feedback. I have a feeling that this is going to really wear well just because of how closely it's synergizing with the skin. When I'm seeing a foundation kind of sit on top of it, nothing is really jiving well. Those are the products that tend to not want to last well throughout the day. But because this feels like I literally just put on like a sunscreen or something, I mean, that I feel very confident that this is going to wear well. But as always, I'm going to leave you guys an update in the description box on how this actually wore. So make sure to go check out the description box for that. And as I apply my concealer, I'm going to tell you guys about the product that I tried literally just minutes ago that I am not putting back on my face. And it is such a bummer. Okay, Tower 28 concealer going on. I love this one for this summer. This has been like my concealer go-to of the summer just because it lasts so well and it's very, very thin. So I did have the Radiance Gel Bronzer to try from Chantecaille. And I love gel bronzers. Speaking of Jones Road, I just tried out the Jones Road gel bronzer the other day because I love gel bronzers. I love the one from Clinique. And in fact, I used to go into my dad's kind of like DOP kit as a kid. You know how I used to raid my mom's all the time, but I also would go through my dad's and he had the OG like Clinique for men kind of like bronze gel that he would kind of put on during the summer. Love that for him. And that product was so nice if you just wanted to get like an overall bronzed look on your skin, and it felt like water. Like lovely, lovely product. So I've loved gel bronzers for a really long time, and I think it's an underutilized part of the market, in my opinion. However, this one from Chantecaille is arguably one of the worst shades, and I'm never putting this back on my face. It's such a bummer. It is straight orange. Straight. And you know why it sucks is that texturally, again, and the way it looks, other than the shade, of course, gorgeous. I put this on and I was like, it's literally melting into my skin. And again, one of my favorite parts about a good formulated gel bronzer is it won't look streaky if you have a good formula. Now they can look streaky, but that one does not look streaky at all. And keep in mind, that's not a great shade. So it really had the potential to be streaky and it was not at all. So guys, I don't know what to say. It is such a bummer because the formula is so good, but wow, is that not like a straight orange gel? That's insane. By the way, this is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt in Light, so it's still a warm bronzer. It is not orange, however. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead. I always take it from the stick onto a brush and then kind of tap off the excess. And then just put it right on. So I like a warm bronzer, just not orange. We will, however, try out the gel blush. And I did actually, that was the last step in this routine that I have tried already because I was about to get to the next step and I was looking at myself and I was like, Amanda, you look so orange right now. I just think that we need to restart the video. But we are venturing forth with the Cheek Gelee from Chantecaille. You get 0.73 ounces of product in this, which, you know, Chantecaille is not cheap, guys. So I do like that about it. And this is the shade Lively. I really like that shade so much. A little bit more of like a tangerine to it. But look at that. It's crazy. This was the product, like when I started blending this one on top of the gel bronzer, I was like, you can't even see how truly impressive this is because the bronzer was such a bad color. There aren't a lot of gel bronzers on the market that don't go so streaky. This one does not. It just, really beautiful. I mean, it is a lighter pigmentation. It's not like Bam, like cheek stain kind of product. It's more of a gel, but it just adds this really, really lovely, lovely color. If you are looking for that like no blush blush kind of look, that is the vibe I'm getting from this. Now, the category of product that I most closely associate Chantecaille with is the eyes. They are known for their eyeshadows, so this is the step I am by far the most excited about. I have two of their very iconic luminescent eye shades. Now, I have tried one of these before. I believe I picked up the pinkier shades. Oh, I think it was Giraffe. And it was just a bit too pink for me. I really rarely use pink eyeshadow. Now have the shade Elephant, which if you guys follow me on my channel, watch some of my other videos, you know how I feel about these shades. This is a shimmering taupe. And then I also have the shade Cheetah, which I'm hoping is going to be kind of like a wet, sparkly top coat kind of thing. And this is the shade Cheetah. So we have two shades that I think are probably going to get along better with me. So I'll give you guys swatches now. It's more baked. So that's the shade Cheetah. Very, very pretty. And then Elephant, which I'm honestly probably the most excited about. I mean, that gorgeous. And I like it too because with this kind of texture, there's a little bit more of a sheerness and it doesn't go so smoky really quickly. You can sheer it out a little bit easier and also use it on top of something else, and that shadow that you have under it will shine through a little bit more. So those are the luminescent eye shades. Oh, sorry, I forgot to show you guys the packaging. I really like the packaging. It's nostalgic to me for some reason. I guess it almost reminds me of like the old Jones sodas. Do you guys ever get those? When I was a kid, I was like, if my parents let me get a Jones soda, we were gonna have a good day. Anyway, really lovely photography. I swatched a shadow last night that might be one of the most beautiful shadow shades I've ever seen in my entire life, and I have to put it on. I have to. I don't have a choice. I've been thinking about it since last night. So I have two of the Mermaid Eye shades. This shade, Starfish, I was absolutely blown away by. So gorgeous. So it's kind of like it's a creamier kind of powder, almost mousse adjacent, but not like a Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. I know it looks like nothing. That shade is going to look incredible. I just know it. I can see it from far away. It's a one and done, model off duty, incredible on green eyes kind of color. And I have to put this on. But the shade Sylvie that I also have is also gorgeous. So, okay, so they call it a velvety matte shadow. And here's the thing, they're not completely matte, in my opinion. They're way more of a satin, but God, are they so pretty. And the shade Sylvie, if you also know me and, know the kind of shades I like, I love these like yellow beiges. Look at those. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and with the shade Sylvie in the crease, I'm going to put on Starfish, which again, I just have that feeling. My spidey senses are tingling that this is gonna be incredible. And then maybe we'll go on top with one of these luminescent eye shades. So just using a fluffy brush and adding Sylvie. Whoa, that was actually way more pigment than I was expecting from you, Sylvie, especially with this kind of brush. So these will give you pigment. But yeah, I'm just using this almost as like a crease definer kind of shade just to smooth everything out, set my concealer, just kind of applying it all over. And now for the star of the show. I'm just gonna swipe Starfish on with a finger and see how it looks. And then we can kind of blend it out with a brush. Whoa, again, way more pigment than I was expecting, I think. Like, I'm immediately going in with the brush. I didn't expect that. Oh my gosh. If you are a fan of like Ritual Defee, Ashen Ember Eye Soot kind of vibe, you love these kind of sooty, again, one and done. This is luminescent to me. This is beautiful satin. It's not matte. It's just so softly light reflecting and in just like the most flattering way. I love this color. You know, it's like that subtle, sexy kind of eye look is so understated. I'm in love. I am so into this. I don't even know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. Like, look at that. You have to have an appreciation for something slightly boring. Like, this is not a wet, glossy, sparkly duochrome eyeshadow. You guys know I love those too. There's something so understated. Like, this is gonna look good now. This is gonna look good in 10 years. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Like, I could add one of these on top, but I don't think I'm going to. And I hate to do that to you guys, but I just don't think that this could get any better as far as the colors. If I'm being honest though, you guys, I'm noticing as I'm getting older that this eyelid is changing. And it's been making applying my eyeshadow over here different. Like, it always looks a little bit not blended as well. It's blended, but it's like the way my eyelids are kind of hooding now. And I have to like, I gotta keep testing and trying out what to exactly do to make it blend better, or at least look better on camera. I also have one of the Luster Glide eyeliners, and I have the Olive Brocade shade, and it's really, really lovely. I mean, those shades are right up my alley as well. And those green golds just hit every time for me. But again, I don't even want to apply a single other thing to this. All right, I'm gonna set my eyebrows with a little bit of the Make Beauty Infinite Hold. I haven't used this one in a little bit, and if you want your brows to last all day, this is one of my go-tos. And I love the wand because it separates every brow hair and doesn't make it look like you have less brows. So I've always really liked that about this one. If you want a little sneak peek into an upcoming video, I'm gonna go ahead and apply today the Lisa Eldridge Kitten Lash Mascara. So I have been trying out this one for my upcoming video on Lisa Eldridge, like basically reviewing every product that I have tried from her. And I want to give this one another go to see how the longevity is. I love the way it looks. I sound like such a broken record. I cannot get over how perfect that Starfish eyeshadow is. And Sylvie, like they together, I feel like I just hit the jackpot. I truly feel like that. So anyway, if you want to see that Lisa Eldridge video, make sure you're subscribed because I'm pretty sure that's either getting filmed this week or next week. But I have the brown shade in the Kitten Lash, and I think I'm gonna kind of go a little heavier with this one. It's a really lovely brown color. And it is, Kitten Lash is a great way to put it. It's just that flirty lash look, a little bit of a winged out kind of look, without it getting really, really clumpy, which is what I love and look for in a mascara. I love that she went the rubberized brow, or the rubberized wand look. I love that so much. I feel like this is such a pretty kind of transitional eye look too, like as we get into the fall. We're not there yet, but like We're almost getting there. Let me know down below, like, what are your favorite brown mascaras? What are your go-tos? Usually I'm just using the Tower 28 Make Waves in Drift. That's like my favorite brown mascara. Been loving the one from Persona too, but this one, I really like the color. I think it's unique. And finally, for the lips, we have the lip veils from Chantecaille. So listen to this for a second. They call them a revolutionary light gliding lipstick. And you know, I did swatches of these last night and I was very surprised by the formula, like how smooth it was. I was almost a little bit scared this was going to be like an oil in lipstick kind of thing that was very thin. I don't like a very thin lip product. I've mentioned this in the past, but this is the shade Tam Body. Gorgeous. Really lovely. Here, I'll just take it up onto the hand and then just wash my hands before we pick a shade. Love. Very, very pretty for the fall. It's deep enough that I could pull it off. Sometimes like a very light beige brown can look awkward on me. This shade, Baobab. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing these perfectly. Beautiful. I mean, that is gonna go really well it's gonna go really well. I'll just say, that's a contender for sure. You see how smooth that is? And I was really not, I don't know what I was expecting, but it definitely was not this texture. By the way, I haven't put these on my lips though, so that could definitely change. And then we have Honey Pot, which I believe is like one of their most coveted shades, if you will. And it's one of their best sellers. So Honey Pot. I mean, Honey Pot very easily could be very pretty. I went ahead and lined my lips with Buff from Glossier. I've just been loving this shade. Honey Pot is, again, it's like one of their best sellers. I just have a feeling I'm gonna get a comment from someone that has loved Honey Pot from Chantecaille for a long time, and they're going to have like their love story with this. I can fully see why. The texture, it's so creamy. It has a really cream-like texture to it. There's really no resistance, and yet it doesn't feel like one of those very, very thin, creamy lipsticks that just look awkward on the lips. Like, this is a very flattering lipstick as far as the lip lines. I'm really impressed by that. Like, my lips look very full, not dry, and I almost forgot that I have one of their cheek shades in Smitten to put on. This actually came with like a glitter kind of overspray of an elephant. You can see the elephant is embossed, but that was all like kind of like a purpley color. Not great. I didn't like that. But you know, it's not actually, you know, that like sparkle isn't actually on there. I think I'm gonna go with a smaller brush. So again, I wanted to be able to use the cheek jelly like to layer, so that's just the cheek jelly. Now let's try it with Smitten on top. I had a feeling that this shade in particular was going to be really, really pretty as a one and done. Oh, that is so nice. It's like a beigey pink. I love a pink that doesn't look too pink, if that makes sense. I mean, this is tiny. Like, I'm not sure if this is worth the high price point. It's something that I'm gonna have to keep testing, but that is really pretty. It's not completely matte. It's kind of, again, more of like a satin. And I'm getting the vibe that that is like Chantecaille's thing, that like these satin kind of textures, because that is what we've gotten from the eyeshadows, the mermaid colors, or the mermaid shades. That is definitely the finish of this lipstick. Very satin, not too glossy, not too matte. The foundation, gorgeous satin look. I feel like that's what the look needed. I feel like it needed that extra bit of blush. What do you guys think? I am so excited to try out more from this brand. First of all, the Starfish shade in particular, like I love the Sylvie shade as well, But those two eyeshadows, I'm like, you know, when you've been trying out and testing makeup for so long, you start to notice the products that you know are going to be like Best of Beauty ahead of Best of Beauty. Just gonna say, I think you guys are gonna see those in Best of Beauty. As far as other products that I tried, again, the Future Gel Foundation, not going to be one for someone with a lot of pigmentation. You know, I'm seeing a decent amount of my pigmentation shine through, little freckles, you know, like post-acne marks. It's not going to be the best foundation for people that want a lot of coverage. But if you want that kind of product that doesn't look or feel like a lot of product on the skin, and yet it's not one of those like very astringent like alcohol-based products, you know, when brands say that their foundations are very lightweight, a lot of the times there's a ton of alcohol in them. I would think that this is makeup that would look really, really, really good on mature skin. I mean, I have dry skin and this finish is so lovely. Again, it's not overly glowy, dewy, really nothing thick about any of the textures. The lip color. I'm just typically not a person that will like a super kind of creamy lipstick, but there's just something so smooth about these. This shade Baobab, I think I'm gonna add a little bit. Right now it's just Honey Pot, and honestly Honey Pot I think is like my perfect pinky nude. I'm really surprised that I like this color as much as I do, but I'm gonna add a little bit of this like for a pop. You guys, I'm like layering lip and it doesn't look thick. Like, again, I'm very surprised. And I love that. I might even love that more. I'm not sure. You know, you never know how these videos are gonna go when you're trying out like a full face of new makeup. I am so pleased. I'll leave links down below to everything that we talked about. And I kind of want to do an updated like makeup staples video. I feel like that would be a nice way for me to also update you guys on just like general products that I'm absolutely loving, because I've been doing like a lot of giant roundup videos and it's hard to like keep you guys posted on like what's just my go-tos in my everyday makeup bag when I'm doing a lot of those roundup videos. So I'm gonna have to figure out a concept to kind of keep you guys posted on those that isn't maybe just like a monthly favorites video. I don't know, we'll see. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will leave again everything that I talked about down below. Make sure you're subscribed too for the upcoming Lisa Eldridge video, and I will see you guys in my next one.